What's happening, ninjas? Hope you are knocking out a bunch of granny yards on this Whack-A-Granny Wednesday. And today we are just knocking out a bunch of granny yards. That's what we're doing. I mean, some are a little bit bigger than a granny yard, but not too bad, not too bad. I'm kind of trying to follow the same schedule from last year where Wednesdays are my granny yards. Might have a little bit of a, you know, bigger yard here and there, but 90% of the time it's going to be a granny yard. But what I want to talk about is, you know, we all are doing this because we love it. You know, it's going to be hard, it's going to get hot, but you know, you wouldn't want to do anything else. Just it's in your blood, you enjoy it, you love it, and you know, you just love it. But what happens when you can't do it anymore? What happens when your age starts to catch up with you? As much as we love this, let's be realistic. We're not going to be able to do this forever. There's going to be a point in time where your body's just not going to be able to keep up with this type of environment and demand. This industry is a big demand, big, you know, it requires a lot out of a person. So, you know, we're human and we're going to wear out. So what do you do to plan and prepare yourself for the old age? I don't think in this lawn industry this is really talked a lot. Matter of fact, I don't really recall watching anybody talking about this, but if it has, it hasn't been talked enough. You have to prepare yourself for the long run. You know, when you go into self-employed and when you go into entrepreneurship, a lot of people, one of the reasons so many people are scared to quit their jobs, even if this is what they really love to do, is because they're afraid of no benefits. They're afraid of, what do I do in the future? You know, how am I going to have money? And for some reason, there's this feeling that we feel like if we have a regular job and we pay taxes and it gets taken out of our check, that we're going to be okay. And when we get older, and that's just not real, not true. So, you know, don't depend on any kind of social security or anything like that. Who knows if that's even going to be there, as much as they keep cutting it up and tossing it around and whatever. So regardless of if you have a regular job or not, but you need to be doing this. But on it specifically, if you're self-employed and you're an entrepreneur and you're in a business for yourself, you need to save. You need to save money. You need to basically just dedicate. Look, my son is 2 years old right now, and I've already got a college savings for him. And what I've done for him right now, which is what I've been doing for me as well, is I've dedicated 1 yard basically to him. So 1 yard out of a month. For him, it's out of a month just because he's so young and there's plenty of time until he gets to that point. But I've dedicated 1 yard just for my son. So like 1 yard once a month. It's going to go into a savings automatically, and that's going to stay there, and it's going to continue to grow until he's 18, 19, 20 and decides to do whatever he decides to do with his life. Whether it's college or, you know, a technical college or a university, it doesn't really matter. As long as he's using it, it's going to be there for him to use it for something good in his life. It's not going to be there for him to just spend it and blow it and ruin his life with it. But you need to do this for yourself. You know, dedicate a yard or two to yourself. You know, one of the things I was doing even 10 plus years ago when I started my regular job is I had a weekly, because I got paid weekly deduction taken out of my check every week, and I had it put in the savings every week. Now, I was at that job for 8 years. So, you know, think about that. And I continue to do that as I am going through self-employment and running my business. Put money aside and save money and put it away, because that's ultimately what's going to be there for you. And you can move that money around. There's many options. You can do money markets, you can do investments, you know, IRAs, whatever you choose to do. You know, get some more information on that, of course, from a professional at your local bank or a financial advisor or something. But you know, and for everybody it's different, and some things might work for somebody that may not for others. But really put money aside, ninjas, because let's be realistic. There's going to be a day you're going to say, I've had enough. I've had enough of this. I can't do this anymore. Whatever it is, stress, heat, you know, your body's worn out. You love it, but we got to be realistic. You're not going to be able to do this forever. And you got to think always ahead. You always have to think ahead. And I've touched on a little bit on this topic, particularly in some previous videos. But what do you do to be successful in this business? Really in any business, but we're talking lawn care, because this is a lawn care channel. My main thing was to always try to have different forms of income coming in from different angles. It's one of that old sayings, you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So if this lawn care thing for some reason doesn't end up working out for me, or I get sick, or I get hurt, you know, whatever, that I would have different forms of income coming in from different angles, so that way, you know, me and my family would be okay still. Even though we may still have to maybe do some adjustments and changes, we would still be okay. Always think ahead, and never just depend on these regular yards and think that they'll always be there for you. They're not. So anyway, that's something I wanted to share with you. You know, there's going to be a day where you're going to say, I can't do this anymore. I gotta change up. I gotta either retire or I gotta do something else, you know, and whatever that may be, and at whatever age that may be, you know, everybody's different. So just something to think about. I want to throw this out there. You know, we all have fun, and we're all out here getting it. We're buying new equipment and trying to get as many accounts, but you're not gonna be able to do all that for a long time, you know, for forever. May be able to do it for a long time, but not forever. So really think about saving some money and put money aside. Dedicate 1 yard just for yourself. Open a savings account if you haven't. This is for some of you who are maybe just now getting into this, and you're pretty nervous. Maybe you're thinking about it. My gosh, I just quit my job. You know, I had benefits over there and all that, and now I don't have anything, and it's all on me. Dedicate 1 yard. If it's a $40 yard, $100 yard, 50 bucks, whatever it is, and just put it in there, you know. And if you can do it weekly, do it weekly. I've done it weekly, like I said, ever since my regular job. But for my son, I'm doing it monthly because he's only 2. But so he's got more time for that. But really dedicate some money and put it aside to have for the future, to have for that old age. And you'll thank yourself later that you did. ninjas, got caught up in the rain. I luckily was able to finish this one right here. It's a little granny yard, of course. It's Whack-A-Granny Wednesday. But I have another one, and I'm not going to be able to get to it because, you know, thundering, lightning, and consistent little sprinkles. It's just, I'm going to make a mess. I might get caught in it even worse, so I'm just going to not risk it. Not risk it and go home, and I'll have to come back in another dry day. I don't know if we're supposed to have another dry day Friday or not, or Saturday. I know tomorrow they're calling for rain, or at least they did. See, in this business, ninjas, you just can't really depend on the weatherman. The few times that I have, it's always burned me. So, you know, I would call off and not plan anything, and then it's clear. And then when I would plan stuff and say, it's not gonna rain, then it actually rains. So, but I was able to get this one done, and he also talked to me about some shrubbery trimming next time around in 2 weeks. This is a bi-weekly. Anyway, dust. To conclude the video, I hope you guys enjoyed some of the mowing footage and whatever I was able to get for you. But to conclude it basically is what we talked about. You know, why do you go in business for yourself to begin with? Why are you an entrepreneur? Why did you decide to go, you know, work for yourself and be your own boss? Be self-employed? Well, a lot of you may have different answers, but I'm pretty sure we can all agree on you did it because you want to be your own boss, and you want to answer for yourself, and, you know, live your life the way you want to live your life, and not work for somebody else that you have to basically live your life based on that schedule. You want to be able to make your own schedule and all that good stuff. So what does that bring you to saving money in the future? You know, you want to bring your own responsibility. Don't depend on the government. Don't depend on anybody, honestly, except yourself. Who's responsible for your future then? You are. You're responsible for your future. If you're not going to do it, nobody's going to do it. So it's really important that you save money, put money aside for the long haul. And if you don't, you're going to be in big trouble. And it's never too late, you know, maybe because you're now in your 30s, 40s, maybe even 20s, but a couple of years into it, and now you're scratching your head thinking, oh my gosh, I haven't started it. Don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. You have plenty of time. It's never too late. Start now. You know, if you're a little late into the years and you're just now going to start, it's still better than nothing. You might still have thousands of dollars by the time you actually quit this, retire, or by the time, you know, you can't do it any longer. So it's really important to save money. Ultimately, it's all fun and games, right, when you're young. And I always say, ninjas, this is a young man's game. You can do this for only a period of time, and you feel strong and powerful, and you can withstand the heat and the beating on your body. But you also got to play it smart. If you love this, then do what you love, but play it smart and think for the future. You know, you're not going to be able to do this forever, like I said. Anyway, enough of that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope everyone's had a great Whack-A-Granny Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow. I've got some quotes to do tomorrow, aeration quotes, and I got a new property that wants mowing and shrubs and possibly mulch and the whole shebang. I talked to him on the phone, and he said it's a pretty large property, so, you know, we'll see. I'll definitely share it with you. And if I don't end up uploading tomorrow, whatever I record tomorrow, I'll include it in Friday's video if we end up working. Depends on the weather. But anyway, hope you guys had a good Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in at another Whack-A-Granny Wednesday with me, and stay tuned. I'm still talking to a bunch of new wannabe ninjas, and I'm doing a bunch of texting and calling, but I haven't really interviewed anybody in person just yet, just because I've been trying to finish some of the yards that I have to beat this rain. And so that'll be coming up, you know, as I'm filling up the schedule. I'll definitely and I still got that tree job, so that might be something we'll end up doing if it is wet and rainy or whatever. Can't mow, but we can go cut some trees and load up the dump trailer. So anyway, take care. Appreciate you. Peace.